And let's see, I've got an iPhone. Let's see who that is. Oh, Peter, you heading out? All right, see you tomorrow.
Have a good one, Peter.
Okay. Okay, what is your name, sir?
David Ratliff.
Okay, so I'll call your case first. Shannon, put us on the record.
What?
Okay, this is a matter of Rasnior versus Ratliff. Chad Smith is here from the FOC, and Mr. President, there doesn't appear to be anyone else in the waiting room. So I'm looking at the summary that you submitted. All right, this is a balance-only file. Mr. Ratliff, it appears that you're a little bit over $7,000 that you accumulated in arrears. Looks like the last time there was a hearing, you had obtained employment, but it looks like that didn't last very long. So let me ask you, are you working now?
Yeah, I'm working for Career Connections.
Career Connections?
Yeah, I called the front desk and I told them. They said they already had it on file.
Chad, do you have any confirmation of that?
Yesterday when I was going through the notes, the last employment we had was with Happy's Pizza. I called yesterday to confirm. They said he worked one day and he failed to come back for any further.
Right, I saw that, but he's indicating that he is employed by someone else now and had reported that employment to the friend of the court. Do you list anything else for him?
It does look like he reported yesterday that he was
working.
Yep. And we
working
have,
for Career Connections.
Yep. And we sent an income withholding order to them.
All right, well, let's do this. Let's adjourn this out a couple of weeks to make sure that, in fact, Mr. Ratliff is still gainfully employed. If you are, sir, there's no problem. We'll get an income withholding order in place, and they'll start withholding from your paycheck. If we come back in 2 weeks and we find out that you worked briefly and quit again, I'm probably not going to accept this, and we'll put something else in place.
To be honest, Judge, I don't quit jobs. My background that gives me a lot. I've had over 12 jobs in the last 4 years because of 4 or 5 years because of my background, because I have a felony, and most jobs aren't accepting my felony. So it's not that I'm quitting jobs. I'm having troubles keeping jobs in my background.
Well, I understand that might pose a problem for you getting a job, but once you get the job, it shouldn't pose you a problem for keeping the job. Assuming they already knew about it before they hired you.
No, they run background checks. They hire you, and then they run their background checks after they hire you. It takes a couple weeks for the backgrounds to come back, but they allow you to start work until your background comes back. And then once, it's in that will state. So after your background comes back, if you got something on your background they don't accept, then they terminate you. This is something that I've dealt with over the years, and I've literally had over 12 jobs because of this doing the same thing.
So this current employment that you've got, didn't they ask you when they hired you whether you had a criminal history?
I told them that. I had background, but they said, well, what they're gonna do is wait to see what comes back on the background, and I'm in a 90-day trial, and if they'll speak with the company about it, and if what comes back on my background is acceptable to them, they'll keep me. But if not, it's just going to be another issue that I deal with, of losing another job. But like I said, over the years, it's not that I've quit jobs. It's, I've been terminated because of my background. Yeah, I was just.
I understand and I accept that explanation, but the information we have from Happy's Pizza was that you worked one day and then quit.
I was sent home. And then when I went back into work the next day, they told me that I didn't have a job. The staffing management actually were fighting amongst each other. And the management lady came in crying and said, everyone go home. And the second guy came in, the big boss, and told me that I didn't need to see all of that and that I needed to go home. So no, I didn't quit. And then, it's all on the cameras. I have witnesses, all of that. I don't quit jobs because at the end of the day, I'm indigent. So it's hard for me. It's already hard enough for me to keep a job. So why would I quit it? Because of my background. So why would I quit a job? I mean, that don't even make sense.
All right. Well, sir, all I can tell you is that's what Happy's Pizza told Mr. Smith when he called to check on the job.
Yeah.
All right. Well, in any event, we'll put this over for 2 weeks. Well, let's make it a month, Chad. I'm sorry. Let's put it over 1 month. That'll put us to March 11th at 3:00. Assuming you're still gainfully employed then, I'll just simply dismiss the show cause on that day.
Okay. And I do have one more question. I do want to know, with it being the back support order, the last time I had dealt with the county that's sent this over, I was incarcerated with them and they had released me telling me that my child was adopted. So, I thought everything was resolved, but why am I receiving after 3.5 years, another show cause after I was released 3.5 years ago with them, and I haven't heard from them since. I have another county that, with the jobs that I've been on and off with, that I've been making sure I stay up to date with as best as I can. Matter of fact, they have a withholding order too as well. And every time it's been a withholding order has been received by that county, it used to, Mercer County was not too long behind. So, it's been 3.5 years since I've heard from them, and they just pop up talking out of nowhere, talking about I owe $7,000 in arrearages, even though my son's adopted out. So I'm trying to understand. Like I said, the last time I dealt with them, I was incarcerated. So why am I still getting show cause hearings? Like what's going on?
Let me try to explain as best I can. I have to make some assumptions based on what you told me. But if the child in this case that you had with Ms. Rasniauer, if your parental rights were terminated and that child was adopted, at the point of adoption, your ongoing support obligation would stop. But that does not erase any past arrearage that you might have. So my assumption would be, even though you're not getting charged for current support, that you had accumulated a balance at some point, and that's what friend of the court is trying to collect now.
Okay, any idea what you're taking out? Because I'm already paying about $500, $550, somewhere up in there for the other 2 cases.
Well, I don't know. They have a formula they have to follow. By law, the total amount that can be withheld can't be more than a certain amount. If they're already taking out the maximum amount from your pay for other child support obligations, there won't be anything left over to take out. Chad, I don't know what those formulas are or how they handle that, but I'm guessing if they're already withholding the maximum amount, we're not going to get anything on this withholding order? Or do they allocate among the various withholding orders that they get? Do you know the answer to that?
I believe with the income withholding order, it's going to go to a current charging case first before it goes to a arrears only. And as you stated, Judge, it's only a certain percentage that they can withhold. But if for some reason they do start withholding from an income withholding order, he could always contact his caseworker and get that adjusted for their arrears amount.
Okay, best I can tell you, sir, is once you see your pay stub, you'll know. If you think they're taking too much out, get a hold of your caseworker, and they'll certainly look into it for you.
All right, yes, I'm just trying to have enough to live on. That's been another issue that I've been dealing with over the years too, is not being able to keep housing because I'm only taking home $123 to $150 because so much child support is being taken out.
Well, I can't fix that for you, sir.
I know there's got to be something that can be done about it. It's like I'm working for nothing. It's I'm being asked to go to work, but then when it gets hard, like cars break down or I can't get to work because I don't have the money and I don't have a place to live, I start missing payments and then I get told, oh, well, you're going to jail. You got to figure this out. It's like, okay, well, there's got to be a break somewhere. I mean, I'm doing what I can. So, I mean, where can the court help me at? Because, like I keep saying this, I've been doing the best that I've been able to do over the years. I still contact the other county and I let them know when I'm working and, when I'm not. And it's like, okay, I do miss payments, but it's not like I'm missing them intentionally. I'm only being left with very little. So where can I get help? Like who can help me to where I'm able to provide for myself, but at the same time, I'm able to provide for my children, and not be broken just to do
it. So the child support guidelines are set up in a manner that they take into account other support obligations that you have. They factor those in determining how much support you should be paying. And I appreciate what you're telling me, sir, that it doesn't leave you with much. But the reason we order child support is parents have obligations to support their children, and those children have needs, and it's your legal and moral responsibility to provide for your children. So, in any event, the only thing we're here on today is enforcement of an order to make sure that you're paying something towards the arrearage that you owe Ms. Rasny, or assuming it's owed to her. It's possible some of that's owed to the state. In any event, we'll see you back here in 4 weeks. As long as you're gainfully employed, there isn't a whole lot I can do. If you're not working, we got to figure something else out. Okay?
All right, and last thing before we're off here, I did make a payment last month too when I found out about this. So, it's just kind of a shock to me. So, I did make a payment last month.
I do see that there was a payment of $5 made on January 11th, and any payment is appreciated. All right, Chad, you'll prepare that order and send it over?
Absolutely, Your Honor.
Chad,
thank you.
Chad, how do I get a hold of you?
Just call down here to the friend of the court. I'm a warrant officer, so the only time you'll have contact with me is if there's a warrant for your arrest. And at this point, we don't have one, so you can request to speak to your caseworker.
Any idea who my caseworker is?
Melissa Phone.
Alyssa who?
Melissa.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Get all over. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, so next up is Oyervide. Faulkner versus Oyervide. Mr. Oyervide was ordered to appear at 3 o'clock today. It's now almost 16 after. I will authorize a bench warrant with a bond amount reflected in your summary to me.
Right. I will get that order sent over to you.
And last is Van Houten versus Palmer. Again, this was scheduled for 3 o'clock today. Mr. Palmer is not present. I will issue a bench warrant with the bond amount indicated in your summary to me. Just shoot all those over here and we'll get them signed promptly.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Good to see you both. Have a good day.
You too.